Hey guys, it's Andrew Fazekas, the night sky guy, here once again to talk about what you can see in the night sky above. This week we're talking about the Perseid Meteor Shower, how, where, and when this amazing celestial event is going to be available for you to watch in the skies above wherever you are. So why don't we just get started? Hey guys, it's Andrew Fazekas, the night sky guy, here once again, talking about the Perseid Meteor Shower, of course. What else? On August 11th and 12th, on Tuesday night, Wednesday night, you are going to be seeing one of nature's greatest fireworks show. And I'm here to basically share a few little tips on how to get the best out of this experience. So first off, even if you're within the city limits, you'll still see some of the show. You don't have to be out in the dark countryside. Of course, if you are, you'll get a much better view than if you were stuck in the city. And really, what you can expect is a flurry of meteors, or what we also call a shooting stars. So what are meteors? Meteors are basically sand grain-sized particles, for the most part, that enter the atmosphere very high up in the atmosphere. We're talking about 70 to 100 kilometers above your heads, and they shoot across the night sky and in a fraction of a second burn up. And these sand grain-sized particles are left behind by a comet Swift-Tuttle. And as that comet rounds the sun every few decades, it leaves behind a lot of stuff, a lot of material that ends up being floating in space behind the comet. And these clouds of debris is what Earth slams into. And when we do slam into that cloud of debris, that's when we see what we call a meteor shower. And the Perseids happen like clockwork every mid-August, because that's when we slam into this one particular set of clouds. And these little sand grain-sized particles just burn up. Now, we can see anywhere from 30 to up to 70 shooting stars per hour on peak nights of August 11th and 12th. And that is really good. And it depends, of course, though. You will see more per hour if you're out in a dark countryside where there's no light pollution. If you're stuck within city limits in an average suburb, you may see more modest numbers of maybe closer to 30, maybe under 20, depends on your local sky conditions as well, and how much of the sky you can see. So a big tip is you want to find a spot that is clear, you have a good view of the overhead skies, and you're not going to be looking at just a small portion. You want a big overhead view. You want to get comfortable, get out a reclining lawn chair, blanket to lie down on, and you'll be able to not get that crink in your neck by looking up. It makes quite a difference in terms of looking at a sky show like this. So you definitely want to have that all set up for yourself when you're going out to viewing the Perseid Meteor Shower. And on top of that, some of the best views will be probably before local midnight. And I'll tell you why, because if you're looking at the skies and let's say we're going to set this up for Tuesday night, August 11th, and we'll get local time, say around 11, 12 o'clock at night, you'll notice that the moon will be rising. So once the moon rises above your local horizon, wherever you are around the world watching, that's when the show will start to get muted a bit, because the glow from the moon, that bright glare from the moon, will interfere with your vision of some of the fainter meteors. So it'll cut down on how many you see, how many of those shooting stars. So my best advice this year, 2020, is basically to go outside before the moon comes up in the east around 11 or midnight. That will be the best time to see. So we've got some viewers watching. Hello once again, Andrew. It's really cloudy here in Ireland today. That's right. Kate is saying that in Ireland it can be cloudy. That's why whatever chance you get to go out is really the best time to go out and view the sky if you can. That is something that you should any night, because the Perseids are visible already, and they have been for the last week or two, and will be until August 24th. So while there's a significant uptick in the meteor shower on Tuesday and Wednesday nights, it doesn't mean that you're just relegated to those nights. You should be going out on other nights to see what else there is to see. Like the planet Mars is visible near the moon. Definitely, that'll be something cool. Saturn and Jupiter, knock your eyes out. There are two brilliant star-like objects that are visible right now in the southern skies. And so while you're out waiting for those meteors to fall, definitely take your opportunity and look at Jupiter and Saturn. They'll knock your eyes out. They're so brilliant star-like objects that are visible right there in the southern skies in the evening. And also next to it, of course, is that is where the Big Dipper is running across the skies. This right here, you can see next to Jupiter and Saturn. I've put them over here, and you can see this faint, fuzzy sort of glow rising up from the horizon. That is the Milky Way. That is our home galaxy. 400 or 500 billion stars. Our sun is one of them. We're embedded inside it, so we're seeing it edge on, basically. This is one of the spiral arms of the Milky Way galaxy, because it's shaped like a pinwheel, our galaxy is. And there's so many stars, we just see them as clouds in the sky. We've got another comment, Linda. Hi, Andrew, from Jacksonville, Florida. Very nice, Linda. I hope you get clear skies for the meteor shower. So remember, tomorrow, if you're watching this archive, that's August 11th and 12th are the peak nights, Tuesday, Wednesday nights. But the Perseids are going to be visible right off until the end of the week, definitely, until August 24th, in fact. If you see shooting stars in the next couple of weeks, they're most likely probably from the Perseids and the remnants. And remember, we're actually slamming into this cloud of debris. One thing that I do get asked also is, where do we get that name of the meteor shower as well? That is associated with the constellation that it appears to be radiating out from. And in this case, it's the Perseus constellation, which is over here. We can bring it in here. That's the Perseus constellation right here. And it rises in the east around 12 o'clock at night, around 11 p.m., midnight local time is when it rises. And that's where the meteors appear to be radiating out from. So if you kind of trace back those individual shooting stars, you'll notice that they kind of come from one part of the sky, in the northeast part of our skies. And that's occupied by the constellation Perseus. So that's where it gets its name. Perseids come from the Perseus constellation. The Geminids in December, that is another great meteor shower. The Geminids appear to radiate out from Gemini constellation. Leonids appear from Leo, and so on. So that's where meteor showers get their name, and that's where the Perseids gets their name. In this case, they appear out to radiate out from the constellation Perseus. Now, it's a faint constellation. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to look that part of the sky, but that is where they appear to radiate out from. And technically, if you wait until the Perseus constellation rises above your local sky, and that happens, I would say around 11 o'clock local time is when it's rising in the northeast, like you see here. Honestly, that is when you would see more of the meteor showers. However, with that said, you'll notice that our friend the moon also rises around midnight. So even though technically, if there was no moon in the sky, I would say, well, stay up well past midnight, into 2 o'clock in the morning to watch the best part of the show. The problem is, this year, you have the moon to contend with. So it's like a quarter moon that's going to be up at rises late night. So I suggest, if you want to get the best out of this particular sky show, the Perseids in 2020, really the best time to see it is right after darkness falls up until around local midnight. You'll get the best views. Now, if you stay past midnight and you wait and you're watching it while the moon is rising in your local sky, so while the moon is up, yes, you will see less meteors because of the glare of the moon. So what I suggest is you turn your back to the moon. Make sure you turn your back and you'll see a lot more meteors. And there's other things, like I said, Jupiter and Saturn up, and don't forget Mars. Mars is also this bright orange star rising in the east late at night, keeping you company. And just lay down maybe on a blanket or on a comfortable reclining lawn chair, and you're all set for this particular show. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're staying safe and healthy. And stay tuned next week for another episode of The Night Sky, where we'll talk about what you can see in the heavens above wherever you are. So thanks so much, and of course, clear skies. Bye-bye.